Welcome back to the Pulse on the Joy News channel on Multi TV, and we've been picking some views on the ruling we had today as regards the three individuals on Muntie FM. Well, today the Omahene of the Isikado traditional area has also described owners of radio stations who allow social commentators to spew invective on their platforms as quote rubbish. The Supreme Court convicted the three persons for making contemptuous statements on the Accra-based Muntie FM. Well, Nana Kobna in Ketia V also raised doubts about the independence of the Electoral Commissioner, who is appointed by the President.
People call themselves communicators, and you ask yourself, what does it mean? Communicants of rubbish? You know, so these are all things that display the attitude of the so-called political thoughts. That these people, our political thought is empty. So the communicators come and then do what? Communicate emptiness. Just waste your time listening. Personally, I'm sorry to say, I rarely ever listen to the news, but it's damning. But don't also forget that there are people who own these radio stations and TV stations, and the one who is employed can only do what do you call it? He who pays the drama dictates the rhythm. So they are spewing out rubbish. Then the owners are the most rubbish people you will find, no matter how much money they have. Because if I own this, then I wouldn't allow such things to be manifested on my station. If I'm the owner, I'll discipline the people. But if I just do it and then allow things to go on, then I myself have some certain qualities. So you also need to look at, stop naming and shaming one or two individuals. Go back to the roots who set up the station. Lift the veil of incorporation and look at them. Who is there? I found within the Electoral Commission, one party defending the Electoral Commission. Why? Then another party demonizing the Electoral Commission. Why? So at the end, who gains? The Electoral Commission loses its credibility. And if it loses its credibility, how can it then conduct an election? And what has been happening before, before now? And it makes you get worried that these are certain bombs waiting to be manipulated by whoever wants to. One of the questions I always throw up is that how can a partisan president appoint an independent body? It's something that I've asked, somebody counted this term during the time of Professor Mills, but it's worth looking at it. If I'm the partisan president and I appoint the members of the Electoral Commission, because we are going to play football, and the referee can be on my side silently, why not? You know, so these are things, there might be constitutional issues. You know, when the young man was talking about chiefs and their role, one of the things that I see as a chief being non-partisan, supposedly non-partisan, and constitutionally not playing a part, is could this thing be given to the households of chiefs, for example, to look at these people and appoint such independent bodies? It's possible. You look at the Council of States. What does it say about the elections? And some of us think that after every 4 years, the Council of State must come and publish what the pieces of advice it had offered the president.
Quite an interesting thoughts he's sharing, the Nana Kobna Ketia, the Omahene of the Isikado traditional area in the Western region. I'm sure this will generate some more discussions depending on where you stand on this matter. Well, speaking of the individuals who've been caught in the web today heading to prison, tell me about something else that's happening in the prisons that our own man Seth Kwame Boateng has been doing to change all the narrative which has been bad about the conditions. Seth has actually screened the latest documentary, Left to Rot, at the Fordham University Law School. We spoke to Anil Sabute yesterday before the screening. Seth is joining us this afternoon from New York to tell us a bit more about how the screening went and what the response was yesterday at the Fordham University. Good afternoon to you, Seth. I'm only hazarding that it's indeed good afternoon to you.
Yes, good afternoon, Francis.
And I trust everything is well with you.
Yes, everything is well with me, and the screening went very well. We've had a number of dignitaries attend the program. Students from Fordham University were also there, plus their lecturers. We had the Association of Ghanaian Lawyers, who are based in New York, come to grace the occasion. We had other professors from other universities also attending, and they are still talking about the issues raised in that documentary. This morning, they have been taking turns to congratulate me, and I don't actually know what I've done. They have been coming to congratulate me because they were shocked, especially the Ghanaians here, to know that we claim to have abolished slavery, but they still believe that we are doing this in Ghana, and they are not very, very enthused about it. So, for example, the Ghanaian lawyers here, they have said they are also coming to join the Justice for a program to ensure that they expedite action on cases involving remandees. They are also mobilizing resources to come down and help the prison, and they are very interested in the prison reform. So they have been touched, and just a while ago, one lecturer from Fordham University, a professor, approached me and asked if I have more things I want to do because the school is ready to help me do more of such things to solve some of these issues in our prisons.
Okay. Now, did you have any of the individuals who came to watch the documentary yesterday express interest as well in helping with some kind of support to improve the conditions?
Yes, I mentioned that. I mentioned now the Association of Ghanaian Lawyers wants to be in charge of all these things here. So I spoke at length with them, and they are ready to contact others to get more support for the prisons. They actually want me to, they are trying to get me to stay a little while longer here so they can show the documentary to other Ghanaian lawyers in other states. Yesterday we spoke about this because they want to call a conference of all lawyers here in the United States for them to really watch this. They are still shocked that we have such a thing in Ghana, and they are not blaming any particular government. They are only blaming the system because this has been in existence for a very long time, for years, for decades, if I must say. So they are also looking at ways they can come on board and help fix some of these problems. And Fordham University has also initiated some studies into the health of Ghana prisons. So they are also doing these studies to see how best we can get medical support for Ghana. So all these things are going on, Francis.
All right, Kwame, I could tell that it's been quite an interesting time for you at the Fordham University. Many have been asking that beyond what's been screened there, is there a plan to have it done across other states in the United States?
I've had a number of calls from Ghanaians in other states. Last Saturday or Sunday, I spent 2 hours on radio on one of the Ghanaian radio stations here. The people, Ghanaians in Delaware, they want me to come over, even though I've spoken to them. They are also gathering support from others. They have containers full of drugs they want to bring down. They have other items they want to bring down. It's most likely, what I'm picking up, that we may have this screened in Washington next week. I'm yet to get a confirmation from the Ghanaian community there. Yesterday, I had a call from Worcester. We have a number of Ghanaians and blacks there. They also want to come together and call me to come over. All of them want to contribute. They had heard the plight of our prisons, but they hadn't seen visuals like this, and it has really touched their hearts. Someone had seen excerpts of the documentary on social media, and they have been asking, "You mean this is happening in Ghana? How can we help?" So I've been telling them how they can help. I've been telling them that they should adopt the prisons, and now immediately we need water and drugs for them. So if you are interested in drilling boreholes for them in any of the prisons, just come down and say that, yeah, maybe Ghanaians in Delaware, we want to take care of the Akuse prisons, want to drill boreholes for them. Come, and you'll be allowed. I've spoken to the Prison Service Council. They are giving me their support. They are also ready to accept all these people. Anyone who wants to come in and help, they are ready for them.
All right, thank you, Seth. I'm sure this is just the beginning of many things to come in improving conditions in our prisons. The documentary Left to Rot is already making an impact, not here in Ghana, but also in the United States. But thank you, Seth. I can realize that even though things are going well on that front, you seem to be enjoying yourself, isn't it?
That has not started because I come to school 9 a.m. and I close at 5 p.m. So you can imagine, have just an hour break. So it's break time now, and we have a lunch.
Okay.
Quickly,
so we're having lunch. Yeah. Okay, Seth, let me leave you. Enjoy the lunch. I'm sure we can talk some more later on. But good job done. Let's see what happens with the support that the prison service gets out of the screening that we've been doing across the globe. But thank you, Seth, for your time. Live from New York. Right. Talk about things that should be celebrated. That's in New York. But here in Ghana, in Accra, in fact, in less than an hour, I think you should make it to one location in Accra today, the Christ the King Parish. That's where a book will be launched, and it's not just any book. It's a book that what its title really moves me, Voice of Conscience. We all have a conscience, but what if you could read a book that will speak to you beyond your personal experience? Well, my colleague Manasseh Azuriawone has put together a book beyond just his works he's done for us journalistically. He's helping us to understand how he thinks and the things that he's doing for Mother Ghana. That book launch will be done today at exactly 5:30 p.m. Make a date to be part of it. I'll be there. I hope you are too. Well, on that note, I guess we can break, and I'll bring you sports here on the Pulse. Venetoso is all ready with the details. Stay with us.